Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in our last video, we took a 140 Piranha engine that had a bent valve, and it was going to take a while to get a replacement valve. So I bought a replacement head, the entire head, and got it the very next day off of Amazon. And so we put the head on there. That was on the last video. You can go back and look at that to see how we got that put on, and we actually got the engine to run. And to kick the engine over, I threw it into this frame of this Honda CL70 so that I would have something sturdy to kick against. And this bike has had an aftermarket engine in it at one point years ago. I actually have a title for this bike. I've actually had it plated. 2014 was the last time. So we're so close. We really don't have much to do to actually get it to up and run and ride. So I think I'm going to leave that engine in there for right now. And we're going to go ahead and button this bike up, put the exhaust, put a fuel line on it. I do have a couple new levers because the previous engine that was in this was a semi-automatic. So I had removed the clutch lever. These CL70s are a manual transmission out of from Honda. Oh, I dropped the lever, sorry. But when I put the semi-auto in it, I just got rid of the lever. So we'll put that back on there. I believe this is the clutch cable that came with that engine off of the other bike. Exhaust, foot pegs, sprocket, the counter sprocket. Put that, we'll do the wiring, chain, all those goodies. So let's take about 15-20 minutes, put this thing back together, and we'll see how it runs and rides, and get this engine broken in, and then we'll decide what bike we want to put it in permanently. I think we'll start on this side of the bike first. And we need to unplug our wiring and see if we can route it up into the frame. And I might have wished I had done that before I had installed the engine. You know what? It's like a battery tray in here, and there's a little plate welded, and I can't get my hands. Maybe if I force it in there enough and they start pushing upwards. Oh, wait a minute. There, I touched one. I might get it. I was going to shut you down and... Oh, wait a minute. I think we're going to make it. There, they're emerging. Okay. Do I have them all? I do believe I do. All right. And this was just plug and play. If I remember right, I had the lights and everything working on this bike when I had the other engine. So we'll find out when we fire it up, I guess. Uh-oh, my blue and white came unplugged. Do I need to get Okay, I gotta remember what I've done here. Nope, you know what? I had that right the first time. I remember this is an old harness, and instead of a yellow and a white, it had two yellows, and I marked this yellow with a piece of black tape to indicate that it was the white one, because I didn't have any white tape at the time. And we need to tighten up this blue and white one because it keeps coming unplugged. We don't want that. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. I knew it. As soon as I pushed it in there and it bent over. So I'm going to have to shut you down. I broke the bullet end off of that stupid thing. So let me replace this bullet end, and then so we can put that together. I don't have a neutral switch in it anyway, and our neutral wires both have two. Well, you know what? While I'm doing it, I'll put a female end one on that one. So yeah, let me get this wiring buttoned up. Okay, so we're fixed back up on our wiring. Got all of our engine wires plugged in and got the correct fittings and so forth on them. This is for electric start. This wiring had provisions for that. We don't have that, so we're not worried about it. We actually have a flasher, our CDI, our voltage regulator. This is the connections for the battery. I've taped off the positive one for right now. I don't plan on putting a battery, so I don't want that to short against anything. We've got our brake switch and our coil. So I believe electrically, other than, you know, if we decide to put a battery in at some point down the road, I believe we are good there. Okay. This uses a 17 millimeter spline shaft. So you have to make sure you get the right size sprocket. This shaft can either be 17 or 20 millimeter. So before you go ordering different size sprockets, make sure you know what yours has. And I'm going to go with a 16 tooth on the front. I might have went with 17 if I would have had one, but this was the largest thing I had in stock in a 17 millimeter spline shaft. We might have to do a chain adjustment. I think I'm going to have to. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get that chain on there. It'll be really close. I didn't bring the tools to, oh, took it all the way up. I didn't bring the tools to loosen up the rear tire. I've got to loosen this up so I can slide it forward. It looks like it slid quite a ways forward now, so yeah, do I just want to go a 15 tooth up there and make it easy? No, let me get the tools. Let's see if that'll go forward anymore, and we can get that chain on there. So the chain went on with the 16T, and back here we've got a 38T, but the axle is all the way. I mean, there's no adjustment on this thing. That's just how tight it is, just being pulled up against the axle, against the swing arm. I'm going to go with it for right now. I got a feeling the 38T is a little too mini back here anyway. I probably want to drop that to like a 35. Oh, I don't want to tighten that yet. So for just my test riding purposes, this'll be fine. She's tight. All right. What else? We're not going to do anything with the, like I said, with the neutral indicator wire right now. We may, if we decide to leave this engine in this bike, we may come back and revisit that, do that, and then change that sprocket out. I don't have a chain guard, so I'm not going to worry about that for right now. So let me button up this side, I forgot to get some 8mm wrench to tighten those up. So I'll put that on. I'll put the side case on. You know what? We need to put the fuel line. And apparently, are you looking at that? No, you're not really looking at it. Apparently the petcock on this tank must not shut off fully. So I've actually, at some point, I put another little line on it, or another shut off on it to be able to shut the fuel off. And we're going to leave it. Let's see if I cut that long enough. Oh, I could have went a little longer, couldn't I? Oh well, it'll work. Okay, now I'm going to button up side cases, side covers, and then we'll move to the other side and put the exhaust on and the clutch cable, and just about be ready. Oh, got to put some foot pegs on, and then just about be ready to fire it up. That side seems to be all buttoned up, best I can tell. We'll see what we missed after we get going here. So on these Piranha 140s, the clutch cable setup is a little bit different. They use the rear mounted clutch lever instead of the front mounted like the Lifens and the stock Hondas used. So it takes a little bit different clutch cable. There's a bracket. It was already on here. It probably isn't on there when you get the engine. Let's see. There we go. Seems like that's just all the free play. I'm not used to one of these to know how it should feel, to be quite honest with you. Let's see. So I've got everything here. Got a new, I forgot to grab a bolt to put through it. Give me just a second. All right, so I got the clutch cable on. Now we'll have to wait until we get it off the table and get it started. We may have to make some adjustments on the engagement of the clutch, and that's where you do it back there on the engine. There's nothing up here that has any kind of adjustment on it. So I think we're ready to see if the exhaust will fit. Now obviously it's a little longer engine than the stock, so where you typically wind up with a problem is in the mount at the rear doesn't line up. But the good thing about these, it actually has a little piece that you can angle to make that line up if you need to. I know I haven't put a washer in it, or a gasket in it yet. I'm just trying to see where everything. Oh, it'll be close. It'll be real. Actually, it will be. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I had an aftermarket engine on this bike once before, so this is already leaning back. You can tell. See how this piece is angled back? It should be straight up and down, but because I've had an aftermarket engine on it in the past, I've already got it leaning back. 140 is a little bit longer than the 125 because it's not 100%, but not 100% lined up, but we'll persuade it here a little bit. All right, let me get this. These shields are so, they make this so tight right here to get the nut on. Let me get this buttoned up, get it tightened up, and then are we ready? I think we're ready. I went ahead and put the foot pegs on, got the chain, got everything. So yeah, let me snug up this exhaust and get it down off the table, find some fuel, and then we'll see if it starts up. Oh, I forgot I've got the block in it. It won't go down. Gotta pull that out. Wow, that gasket pretty much shot on there. We're going to leave it. It seems to be stuck to the tank. We're going to leave that on there for right now, but looks like I need to order some tank seals. They're supposed to, or some cap seals. It's just, it's stuck. It's broke. We're going to leave it on there. See if we can put a little gas in it without doing any more damage to it. And we might damage it more here. Turn both of the shut-offs on. Nope, something's leaking. Yeah, the petcock might be leaking a little bit. Oh yeah, we got gas pouring out the bottom of it. We got gas pouring out everywhere on the carburetor. The carburetor didn't leak in the last video, right? Did it? We put fuel to it. The float or something's stuck now. Stop. Stop pouring out. We don't really want to set the place on fire, but it wouldn't be the first time we've had a fire. Oh, we got gas leaking everywhere. Damn it. out of gas. Is that what I did? Sounded like it. But I can't turn the petcock on this tank. It is just pouring fuel. Just pouring it out. Not sure where it's coming out at. All right. Let's shut all you off. Well, I really had hoped to. Well, shoot. To pull the carburetor and the tank and the petcock and see if we can't get some of our fuel related issues fixed. So this video will continue, it looks like. All right, so I actually did find a new gas cap seal. I have an S65 petcock, which should mount, but is a little bit different because it has the crossovers. We'll have to plug probably that one and just let it feed down to the carb from there. And then I actually have a another Molk 26 millimeter carb. So I'm not going to film it. I'm going to, because I got to pull out that tank, or pull off the seat, pull the tank, switch the petcock, swap out the carb, put that tank seal on. So when I bring you back, I'll have all that done and we'll try and fire it up again. See if we've cut down on some of the fuel spillage. All right, let's do take two. So I put a new carburetor on, I put this petcock, and as of right now, it does not seem to be leaking. Let's see if the new carburetor helps our run issues. Turn it on? Yeah, turn it on. Too bad. I'm going to check my stash and see if I can find a air cleaner. Yeah, that's on. Let's see if I can find an air cleaner for that carburetor, and then let's take it outside. Looks like it's typical weather for when I finish up a project. It's raining again today. traffic slows down, we'll take it for a ride. We hit 50 pretty easy. Take it inside. All right, I think we're gonna wrap this one up. Nope. Not too bad. I think I'll leave that engine in there for a little bit. Ride this bike around, let it get kind of broken in. These little CL70s sure are fun. They're just the right size, you know. They're as much as I like the CT70s, they're still a little bit on the smallish side. These, you know, give you a real, more of a motorcycle feel. And in that little short span right there, we hit about 50, right at 50, and wasn't completely wound out. I think if we drop the rear sprocket down just another tooth or two, probably get a little more top end. It's still kind of geared kind of low. First gear is just a wheelie machine. So, guys, appreciate you following along. There's the update on that Piranha 140 that we had to change the head on and threw it in a bike and made us a rider. Everybody have a great day, and we'll see you next week on the next video.